Scary music, thunderstorm. Happy Halloween. I always like to do something for Halloween, and well, I've just been too busy this year. I'm having to work out. I promise I won't do any workout guru videos for you though. I'm healed, from that condition, and I know I said I wouldn't do any more videos on it, but I have a solid understanding of what it is now, and so I have to share that. Anyway, I'm having to work out to get my body back in shape because I've been inactive for like 2 years. I have been very, very ill. The point of this video, though, is I have found out what this stuff is. I totally get it. I know which piece of it to study if anyone wants to find out what it is. And I can assure you, anyone who has this condition, that it can be effectively treated by treating it as sporotrichosis is treated. The document that I work from is in the description below the video. It explains all of that, so you don't have to message me to ask about the regimen or any of that. It's not my regimen. It's a known regimen for sporotrichosis. Check the description to get a link to that document. It will discuss the regimen and how it works. You just use a standard eyedropper is the drop size that they refer to. As far as mixing a saturated solution of potassium iodide, that's pretty much a third grade chemistry question, so I don't need to answer that for anyone either. Just look online, you should be able to find that information should you find yourself in the need to create what is basically a prescription grade dose of potassium iodide. It's easy enough to order the materials from the internet to do that. That's how I did it. It took about half a pound, ultimately, of potassium iodide powder. I ordered it 2 ounces at a time, and 6 months of treatment every 8 hours. Every 8 hours for 6 months. Totally worth it, though, after being so sick for 14 years. Anyway, the nuts of this is that I couldn't get my arm to heal up. And, being a guy that's healed a lot of wounds over the years, I know that means there is something in there. So I had to go in and find out. And there's so much stuff in these lesions, because it is fungal growth. And not only does that mean there's a lot of it, but it means that as long as it's alive and active, it is capable of growing very fast. And anyway, it took literally months to get my arm cleared out. Not only up to the point where I showed it to you last time, but to finally get that hole in the middle to clear up. And I found out what was in there. It was a structure that basically looks like the frame of an umbrella. And it was, the center portion of it was somewhere between 3/8 and 1/2 of an inch long. And I've seen those before. I had just never seen one so mature. I suspect that this is the point of my initial infection here on my arm, and that's why it was the problematic lesion, and that's why it was the last to heal, and that's why it had the most mature structure in it. Anyway, I've pulled these out before and didn't realize what they were, but here's a picture of one. Now that one's pretty immature compared to the one I removed from my arm. I didn't save the one from my arm because I was exhausted for days on end. I was having to work to remove this stuff out of my arm, and self-surgery is pretty exhausting. And so anyway, I just examined it and then chucked it. But it told me what all of this is about, because that's a common fungal growth. That's a hyphal tip. And it's basically, that gel portion of it is like a cornucopia of fungus. It's a chemistry lab. So it's growing all this stuff up into your arm. You basically got a mushroom head growing from your body out of that tip, out of this structure. And the arms that come out of the top of that thing are drawing the flesh down to upcreate all of this stuff. You could Google the Aspergillus fungus, the electron microscope shots of that. That's basically what's going on inside of us. And I know that Aspergillus has been found in these things, and I'm not insinuating a connection. you know, that, like it's a mutation of it or something, because this thing is huge, comparatively huge. But that's kind of the way that I've come to know these, is that there's the stem, basically, this pointy thing that goes down into the flesh, and then all of this fungal activity on top to include all of these ball structures. And anyway, I think there's 2 or 3 secondary infections off of this initial infection. However, this stuff comes into the body, you know, through, you know, typical fungal infection. It goes in from a break in the skin and then coming in contact with the stuff. What initially happens is this infection finds a hair follicle, and it creates that hyphal tip off of a hair follicle. And that's how this whole thing gets started. I think that it also can impact hair follicles in other ways. I've seen budding growth off of hair follicles. And anyway, that's the nuts of this thing. If anybody is a mycologist that wants to study this, that is the piece you need to study to get to the origin of this. Studying all the secondary infections aren't going to tell us a thing, because the you know, fungus is basically a chemist. You know, fungus has been doing chemistry longer than man has existed, and it's awfully good at it. So there's going to be an awful lot of things in this upper structure that's trying to push through the skin, and I don't think you're going to learn a thing from that. But if you get that hyphal tip from deep in the flesh, there's your point of origin and the thing to study. But for people who are enduring this condition, there's no reason to worry about any of that. The key to your problem is just to find a way to be treated as if you have sporotrichosis, and that's it. So anyway, I just wanted to get this said. I found the thing, I wanted to show it, and that's it, man. I'm happy and healthy, doing good, getting my health back, doing a little bit of working out, and looking forward to making better video. I'm so jazzed about video. I've learned so much while I was sick. I got to spend so much time making video that that's how I want to spend my future, and I've got a lot going on in that direction, but I got to get healthy first. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to get this video made. I wish I could have made something fun and scary or just funny for Halloween, but yeah, it is what it is, right? At least I get to help some people, I hope. And you know, you heard it here first. There's a hyphal tip down there. Find that sucker. You found the key to the kingdom on this thing. And well, shoot, I'll see you soon. Happy Halloween. Get some good candy. Unless you got fungus, don't eat that stuff, because, you know, it likes sugar. I'll see you soon.